Nog blitz en nu wirbel til. Hou je Snicht mars wat herbet wat nes uit die recht. Even kwap sneeuwet. Het heel bespook. Gebes. Het habes macht wie. Say, ik leg aan. Nalon. Olon. Das one siat. Sian numene snama weer fono ziebe. Sneet die blonde stoot ja rust van niet loop na wolf zeef die oan. Zweef hier zo wil sian skart die snauw. Maar ik heb ze nog vast direct goeie. Steady haroe. Morf macht serm down the road. Starret in its fear blitzen of at logie thou. Biel swing is a seelt fassen mor. Mien sich tag auf sassen. Spel with our off the machten mor. Some memory blacket. Mir seemed well up safe, but threatened dolphin was and the art was yet that some memory. We scally. We was good not go. Were empties one more. Maybe. Slur with me on it. It must news not right. Oh yes, and the corpse it was shady that still would skin that of was no but still beside. Yes, there throw. Lal, slam so in that skin that slow feet like it. And I'd know it. And you roll it out. Oh, we out. It's a god, six look it. God, the drift on said that there's you felt here for me up. Stiarbs we are one, Louis. The yield was last seg of the accident. Stroke had nerves, sir, you read on it. Servi. Seba ficht. Ja, was noch? Stell ja vor. Ich jas nicht genug zurück. zero.
Hello, traveler. Could you maybe help me out? I am not this man, and he is not me, you see. But we were forced to walk the same road, despite our differences. And we seem a bit lost. Once, he had a name. Once, I had a death. Now we have neither, but we're looking for the same thing. I was meant to sleep under stone and soil, but the crack in the worlds caught me and dragged me back into warm flesh. The man you see never asked for this. I, too, never asked for this. My grave. If we find it, maybe the world will remember how to set us apart again. We can feel that you are fearless, and you're on a journey anyway. Would you help us out? Find where I was laid and tell us. Perhaps then we can both go where we belong. All I know is I am not of this soil, yet this soil is where I decided to lay. I didn't belong here, and yet this is where I found myself, and my purpose. I know this isn't much to go on. Farewell.
You're not hurt, are you? Good. To think that the Stagfather worshippers brought ruin to us, and yet, unwittingly, they also helped create our salvation. Leona taught me that there is balance in all things. I suppose she wasn't wrong. Thank you, outsider. You've helped save my kin. Here, the promised recipe. May it serve you well. I was just listening to the wind. The wind's picking up.
What do you want? What? You went to the bottomless cave? And you made it out alive? That's impossible! It would have torn you apart in an instant. Yeah, I wanted to get rid of you. We don't need outsiders here. Definitely not now. But you've proven you have what matters most to the Swine. Strength of spirit and the will to survive. Go talk to Barlam, our chieftain. He'll probably find some use for you. I can't tell you more than that. Barlam will decide what you need to know. What? You want a tour now? Want me to introduce you to every corpse? Even the dead wouldn't bother talking to outsiders, let alone the living, who've got their own problems. Much livelier. There was more noise, less dead silence, and it smelled of hearth smoke and roasting meat, not blood. He's been in charge for as long as I can remember. And ruled wisely, fairly even. But turns out he was too lenient with some of us. And you see where that kind of weakness leads. Yeah, I shoot strangers who can't hold their tongue. Besides that, I hunt, best in the village. Was already true before most of the hunters got themselves killed. It is. Unless your goal is to freeze or get eaten by something mean. Then it's real easy. But we'll survive. Even if there's only a handful of us left. And you, if you can't take care of yourself, you can always move on. I sure as hell won't stop you. Break a leg, or both.
Kill you, maybe. But the fact that you're still breathing only proves your strength and your determination. You survived Kjell's trial, which means you've proven yourself worthy of knowing what we're up against. The Stagfather happened. A bunch of fanatics called him into this world. They claimed that when he arrived, he would devour everyone, then choose his own and grant them their rightful place in the afterlife. You can see how well that turned out. And that's how the story of the Svine tribe ends. I doubt we'll ever recover from this. He is our most important god, the one we worshipped in the homelands. And we brought him here with us. He watched over us, blessed us with an abundance of game. In return, he had our unwavering devotion. But, as it often happens, some became blindly devoted, while others began to doubt. And the first group decided that the rest were unworthy of the Stagfather's grace. So they set him loose, to kill the entire tribe. The faithful joined him. The unbelievers were slaughtered. One of ours, Gudri, did something completely suicidal, with the help of our shamaness. He accepted the god into his body and is trying to keep him contained. But he's growing weaker by the day. We don't have much time before the Stagfather breaks loose again. And trust me, mixing the old gods with the weirdness thickening in these lands is the worst possible combination. We have to act quickly, although I have no idea where to even start. Out of the question. If we don't deal with the Stagfather, what happened here will happen to the rest of the Forlorn Swords. And the only thing that's happened so far is you proving you don't bow to fear, and that you know how to handle a weapon. Now, I need someone willing to help the Svine tribe. Well, that's a good question. Because I have no idea. All I know is that we need to find a way to get rid of the Stagfather once and for all. Gudri won't be able to hold on much longer. And when he gives up, we're all lost. Go find Glirna. She must know something. She's the shamaness serving the damn thing, and somehow she's keeping Gudri alive. We may not like each other, but I know Glirna isn't a fanatic. She owes as much to her own tribe as she does to the Stagfather. Glirna is our old soothsayer. Very old. When I was a kid, that hag was already as wrinkled as an apple, forgotten in the storehouse for 3 winters. But fate has tangled our paths, and we have no choice but to work together. The fate of the tribe is more important than our petty squabbles. If you need to get ready, go see Hjarn. He'll help you with your gear. There's still the cook, Sagar. You could talk to him too. You can sleep in any of the empty houses. I'm sure their previous owners won't mind. Glerna is our old soothsayer. Very old. When I was a kid, the fate has tangled.
The forest whispered, the fire screamed, the bones agreed, and at last, here you are, just in time. The horned god told me, before hatred blinded him. He said your paths would cross, that you would bring redemption or ruin. In my dreams, I hear the crack of seals and snapping bones. The horned god, cursed with pain and blood, tears at the bonds I used to bind him. The earth trembles with his fury. Can you feel it? Soon, he will break free. And then we shall pay for calling him with blood. Not faith. Yes, Gudri, who took the horned god's fury into himself to save us all. He reached for blood and bone, and let me turn his body and soul into a vessel for the god's essence. I sealed it with wards, like a cage of thorns. But the god's wrath will tear through them, sooner or later. And when that happens, there'll be no saving us. If you want to bind a god, you don't choose the method. You use everything. Old songs stolen from the dead, runes slick with black blood, teeth and claws. The horned god in his hate-twisted form was a nightmare that came to devour us all. The finest warriors of the spine, the pride of our tribe, gave their lives on the altar of battle to weaken him. My disciples, my sons and daughters, they strayed. After the Gunvalda massacre, I and the others who served the horned god could not bear the shame. We heard our kin cry out and turned our heads. We betrayed our blood. The most devout called upon the old powers, out of grief, out of rage, but without reverence or care. They begged the horned god to come and punish us. And he did. Not as a guardian, not as a spirit of the woods. He came as fury, pain, and slaughter. I didn't think they'd reach so deep into the dark. By the time I saw what they were doing, the earth was already soaked in blood. They opened a door, and I gave them the key, in the form of songs, rites, and signs. He cannot be healed. He will not forgive us. But I can try to keep him bound, by will, by bone, and by blood. To do that, I need a fragment of his original self, the first trophy, the skull of the first stag ever hunted and offered in sacrifice to the horned god. It will remind him of who he once was, bind his essence to the first offering, one made out of reverence, not fear. It may hold him in the unrealm of the hunt, long enough for me to complete the rite that will seal him there. It's hidden, tied to the places where we once worshipped the horned god. 3 shrines, as old as the forest itself. Each one is guarded by a serpent. Once all 3 fall, the 4th shrine. No, I saw you. Go, but be warned. The shrines and follow the path.
Yes, in the homelands. I thought we could leave him there, but he escaped to Avalon. He took on human form, or rather he used one of his followers as a vessel. It was only when he sensed that Nimue, Merlin's apprentice, had discovered his true nature that he revealed his real form. The beast grew to the size of a mountain, striding toward the temple his followers had built for him deep in the woods. I dread to think what would have happened if he'd made it there. We barely managed to bring him down, and clearly, not completely. I outlawed the Stagfather's cult, but I see that 6 centuries later, it's still around, and surprisingly, among the Dalrita as well. I thought they worshipped only Mathea.
Fate has brought you. I knew you'd succeed. There's no time left. The Horned God is tearing Gudri's body apart. I must begin the ritual. But I fear he may... Your path leads to the unrealm of the hunt. There, you'll face the Horned God. If you can weaken him... Oh, child, we both know you're not. I understand. He's the chieftain after all. Whatever is going through your mind right now. If you need to prepare, go. But remember, you're not going there to bring death to the Horned God. That's when the trophy will speak, and I will close the gate behind you. Take care. The Horned God does not forgive weakness. Fate. It's the Horned God's domain, a place where time does not flow beyond the reach of humankind. Once, it was lush and alive, where the hunt was... I doubt it still is. Until we...
Maybe he can, but so what? Gudri won't survive the process either way. Besides, if you ask me, it was foolish of my ancestors to bring that god here. They didn't know what they were doing or what the consequences would be. And now we, their descendants, are the ones left to deal with it. If they'd known what would happen, I'm sure they'd have left him back in the homelands. We need to get rid of that damn thing once and for all. Even if it means the woods stay empty and the hunt runs dry. I won't let my people live in fear anymore. For too long, my predecessors let that old witch manipulate them. Hard not to believe in something you saw with your own eyes. And now that I've seen what he's capable of, I know there's no place for him in Avalon. If we manage to rebuild the tribe, we'll do things differently. We might not be the greatest hunters anymore, but at least we'd be alive. Besides, no one can take our skills away from us. It's true. We pride ourselves on being the best hunters in the land. And at the root of that pride lies the Horned God and the supposed grace he once gave us. But if the old god failed us, we'll find ourselves a new one. I'm not worried about the Svein identity. There are so few of us left. Not on my own, of course. I need your help. We need to break free from this curse once and for all. Do this for me, and the full strength of the Svein will stand with the voice of the tribes. It won't. We know too much already, and that's thanks to you. I won't lie, your fight will be the toughest. But you've faced worse before, haven't you? Let me know when you're ready. It's time to end this madness once and for all.
Fate has...
By what right do you tread in my realm, blasphemer? me unbidden. I heard the call. I answered it, as I have done for centuries. And the moment I stepped beyond my realm, the weirdness consumed me. The hunt that began then was unlike the hunts I behold through the eyes of my followers. I was the hunter, they the prey, and I felt in that moment as if it had always been so. Only those who summoned me were hidden from my sight. Glirna. She has long been attuned to my call. I watched the world through her eyes. When I answered the summons and the weirdness took hold, our bond was severed. Glirna must have sensed it. That rage I felt, it was not my own. The moment the sacrifice was taken, I knew it had not been done by my will. If Glirna knows how to restore our connection, I accept this path. Then do what must be done, mortal. Sacred law to summon me only in the light of day. If any follower dares to call upon me by night, my wrath shall fall upon them. To you, mortal, I grant mercy. Go now and carry my decree.
The Stag Father has returned to his true form. I felt our bond rekindle. His power restored to... Thank you for understanding. Yes. His will is our law. His wrath will fall up, and he will hunt them by day. We will return to our roots, Once we will endure. For such is our fate. The world may fall. The weirdness may consume all. That is Barlam's will and decision. My calling is to restore faith. That is the greater mission. Walk the path of light, mortal. Go, but don't lose your will. Walk.
You didn't kill him? Then how do you know he won't still be a threat? Bloody Glirna's filled your head with all that talk. No spine without the Stagfather. No one knows if he won't break free one day and finish what he started. We'll rebuild the village, lick our wounds, bury our dead. At least until he breaks free. I'll be chief as long as that's what the tribe wants. But if they'd rather have one of Glirna's followers take my place, so be it. And risk the Stagfather breaking free while I'm gone? No chance. If that's going to happen, I want to be here. To fall in battle, defending my village and my people. Tell Gerfan I've got more pressing matters than his war councils. We had our own war here, and we're the ones left to clean it up. Farewell. Thanks for trying to help. Shame you stopped halfway.
By what right do you tread in my realm, blasphemer? Who? I was in the home. The Svein owe me obedience. Such is the law of nature, eternal and binding. It is they who gave me form through their faith. Without me, the Svein are no more. So tell me, will you strike down the strength of a tribe with your own hands? Or will you spare them what they are? When I answered the summons and that rage, the moment if Glirna then do. By what right do you tread in my realm, blasphemer? Who dare stand before me unbidden? I was in the home. The Svein, it's hotel. I cannot refuse the challenge. But know this. No god is fated to fall by a mortal's hand. Die with honor, my prey. Forget me. And that is the true death.
You killed him. You have no idea what you've done. He was our beginning, our meaning. You ripped the heart out of our tribe. Yes, but with his fury, our faith died too. Our strength will survive. But not as swine. Go. I have no more words for you. This path leads nowhere.
You made the right choice. Thanks to you, we can now rebuild the tribe on our own terms. Hard to say, but we'll decide together. I propose moving to the capital since it's nearly empty. We can hunt anywhere, and this place, it'll always remind us of the massacre the Stagfather and his fanatics brought upon us. I believe it's time we stepped out of the shadows and tried to unite with the other tribes. Yes, I will. Even though only a few of us remain, the Svine tribe will honor the old traditions and support our brethren with the strength of our arms. Perhaps what awaits us now is death at Camelot's hand, if the Council of Elders decides to go to war. We no longer have a god to aid us in battle or in our struggles with the world. But you know what? So be it. Better to die in battle than to keep hiding in the woods like animals. It's time for the Svine to reclaim their rightful place among the Del Rida.
keep?
Step lightly.
Halt! No entry, outsider. Because I said so. Compliments will get you nowhere. You don't even know where you're trying to barge in. You're either very brave or terribly stupid. This is the village of the Volker tribe, and we don't need your kind wandering around, gawking like fools. Then pass through some other way. And you've got the seal. Funny how he only remembers us when he needs something. Fine. Go on then, and speak with our chieftain, Angsver. Just try not to piss him or anyone off. The only other way out of this village is a long drop straight down.
You don't belong here. Mother speaks and I listen. She says you must be tested. Mother is everything. Strength, purpose, the voice that guides us. And you're the trial she set before me. I won't fail her.